Hello and welcome to Thoughtful Thursday. I'm Kirsty, and in this week's episode, we're exploring the growing role of social prescribing link workers and how they're making a positive difference within general practice across England. Since 2019, the NHS has been rolling out social prescribing link workers as part of its long-term plan, aiming to have 1,000 in place by the end of 2021 and ensuring all patients in England could access the service by 2022. But what impact has this had on patients and practices? A newly published academic study, led by the University of Manchester and funded by the National Institute for Health and Care Research, has provided some fascinating insights. It's the first national analysis of this program, examining whether embedding social prescribing into primary care has actually improved patient outcomes. So, what do these link workers do? Their role is to support patients in accessing non-clinical services. Things like community groups, housing advice, support with finances, or help tackling loneliness. They work alongside GPs to connect people with the local services that address the wider determinants of health. The researchers analyzed over 4.1 million responses to the General Practice Patient Survey, covering a 5-year period from 2018 to 2023. They focused on the effects of increasing provision by one full-time equivalent link worker per 50,000 patients, roughly one additional worker per primary care network. And the results? Encouraging. Patients with long-term conditions reported greater confidence in managing their health. Those with mental health needs felt more understood. Across the board, people reported feeling more supported by local services and had a better overall experience with their GP practice. It's important to note that by March 2023, only 3.2% of registered GP patients had actually been referred to a social prescribing service. Yet the study still found measurable population-level benefits, which is considered clinically significant. In numerical terms, this equated to around 47,000 additional people reporting greater confidence in managing their long-term conditions, and 132,000 people describing an improved experience with their GP. However, the study did not find significant improvements in tackling loneliness or isolation, and it could not confirm whether the initiative had any effect on reducing hospital use or health inequalities, important areas for future evaluation. Financial sustainability also came into question. The scheme cost the NHS around £130 million in 2022 to 23, and that figure excludes onward referral costs. Professor Paul Wilson, who led the research, noted that while the government's intentions to empower patients were clear, further studies are needed to fully assess cost-effectiveness and longer-term outcomes. Health economist Anna Wilding added that although the proportion of patients accessing social prescribing remains small, the improvements in experience and understanding are promising. However, more work is needed to determine whether such schemes reduce demand on other NHS services and offer the best value for money. Charlotte Osborne-Ford, Chief Executive of the National Academy for Social Prescribing, described this study as groundbreaking. She emphasized that link workers help patients navigate real-life challenges like poverty, housing, and unemployment, all of which deeply affect health and well-being. Her conclusion was clear: the more link workers employed, the better supported patients will be. The full study, entitled Impact of the Rollout of the National Social Prescribing Link Worker Program on Population Outcomes, Evidence from a Repeated Cross-Sectional Survey, is published in the British Journal of General Practice. That brings us to the end of this week's Thoughtful Thursday. I'm Kirsty, and I'll be back next week with more reflections and insights into the ever-evolving world of primary care. Until then, take care, and thank you for listening.